and welcome to 2020, guys. Today I am here to recap my top ships of 2019. There were so many amazing couples that we got to meet or see get together for the first time in the past year. I have a lot of ships this year on my list. I usually try and limit it till 10, but this year I was just like, let's just go for it and do like all the ones that I want, because also I think a big part of what this is all the Scum remakes coming out. A lot of these are from the Scum remakes, guys. Just prepare yourself for that. And I feel like that's why the list literally had to be so long this year. So coming in at number 14 is a ship that I actually read right at the beginning of the year. And as soon as I read the book, I knew that I was really going to like them. And I was thinking that they were going to be on this list, and lo and behold, they still are. And that is Stain and Vesper from Stain by A.J. Howard. I have a whole review on the book on my channel. I'll leave that in the link down below if you want to check that out. But I just think they were such an amazing couple. They were really like the definition, an example of like a couple that was made for each other. Like they brought out the best in each other. They encouraged each other, trusted each other, and there were so many twists and turns to the relationship before you even really knew that they were going to be together. And just to see a strong, supportive relationship like that, especially in YA and especially in YA fantasy, I think is so important. So if you haven't read that book, highly recommend you check it out. It is so good, and the relationship and the characters individually are great. Together, amazing. Continuing for books at number 13, which I guess could be their lucky number because they probably love it, those weirdos, is Cardan and June from the Folk of Air series. There were two books actually that came out in 2019. We had The Queen of Nothing and The Wicked King. I said those in the wrong order. They went through a lot, these two, guys. I'm not going to spoil much or anything because I know that Queen of Nothing really just came out like a month ago, so you might not have time to finish that. But just the highest of highs and the lowest of lows this couple has been through, and we have been there for it all. I love them. I think they're so, like, the definition of enemies to lovers. I remember reading the first book in 2018 and being like, how are these two going to get together? Like, they just are so cruel and mean to each other that I don't see how they're going to actually start to fall for each other. And to see that actually happen, we love, guys. Coming in at number 12, I have a ship that I really like. A lot of people made fun of this movie, and I get that at the end of the day, it's not the most important thing, but with so many like problematic things out there, let's just like have a happy movie and enjoy it. And that is Jodie and Dunkelman from Tall Girl. I really liked this movie. Again, I know a lot of people are like to make fun of it because it's a Netflix movie and it's super cheesy. It doesn't have Noah Centineo, which is a big shock, I know, but it does have Griffin Gluck, who I freaking love. I think it was very interesting that it kind of did a little 180 with your expectations. Like, I mean, I know some people were like, she's definitely gonna end up with Dunkelman, but for me, it was just kind of like, oh no, she's definitely gonna end up with the Swedish dude. Like, that's who is supposed to be for her. That's who they're obviously like pushing her towards. So to watch it and then be like, wait, maybe she is gonna end up with this guy that's seen her all along and loves her and appreciates everything about her and that she doesn't have to change for. Amazing, guys. And the last scene with them, when you find out why he carries a milk crate all around the time, so cute. Like, I was literally like tears in my eyes. It was just so cute. So again, I know that people have issues with Tall Girl, but I think at the end of the day, it's a cute movie and it's a cute relationship about how you should be with the person that supports you and loves you and appreciates you for everything, not the person that supposedly fits you or fits your ideal of what they're going to make like your flaws and your weaknesses feel better in comparison because they're better. You have to go for the person that sees all your weaknesses, sees all your flaws, and doesn't try and change them, just tries to work with you. Coming in at 11, we have our first Scum remake, and that is Scum Austen from Grace's season, Daniel and Grace, guys. I love Daniel and Grace. I'm biased because it's the only one that I can actually watch right away, but I think Daniel is so cute, and I love Grace. I love Kennedy Herman, who plays her, or whatever her last name is, and I was really excited to get to see Grace this season. I think they did a pretty good job with it overall. I mean, it was really hard watching all these ones and trying not to compare them at the same time, especially when they were all on Nora's season at once, but I think Daniel and Grace, they did a pretty good job of changing it so he wasn't such a misogynistic asshole, and that he, you know, really tried to listen and be there for her. And I just think they had such good chemistry, the actors, and really at the end of the day, like, Daniel was there for her, and I liked that. Scott Austin is still up in the air if we're going to get another season, so I don't know if we'll ever see them again in any type of form, but I really like them, so. And then coming in at number 10, I have Sebastian and Lizzie from Legacies. I just started watching Legacies in 2019, but everyone did because it came out in 2019. But I started watching with season 2. Sebastian was a new character introduced in season 2, and I really think that if Hope and Landon are the Stefan and Elena of the series, like people have been saying, then Lizzie and Sebastian are going to be the Damon and Elena. They have like this love-hate relationship where it's obvious physical attraction and even like, you know, a battle of wits. Like they very much like are the same kind of argumentative. They spar with each other, stuff like that. But it's starting to get deeper than that, and I really, really like it. I don't know where it's going to go because we know that most Vampire Diaries and the originals relationships end in heartbreak and death. So I don't know how long we're going to be on this happy road for, but I'm here for it while we're here. And then for number 9, we're going back to Scam Italia. Eleonora, I haven't said her name in so long that it all goes out, and Eduardo. I loved these two guys. Scam Italia's never been my favorite of the remakes, especially with, like, I liked Martino's season, but I feel like a lot of the treatment of women in that season wasn't super good. So I was excited to see how having Eleonora's season after Martino's season was going to be, and I was, for the most part, very, very impressed. I think what really stuck out to me that season is their relationship. I think the issue I have with that season is that they didn't treat the girl, like her friends, the girl squad, as well. Like, that wasn't as important, but the sacrifice of that was that Ely and Eduardo's relationship was really, really strong and a really core center. So I really liked it. Another show that unfortunately Scam Italia did get canceled, so we won't see more of them, but it was cute even though it was fast. Number 8, going back to Legacies, I have Hope and Landon. I mentioned them earlier as the kind of the like Stefan and Elena of Vampire Diaries, but it really is nice to see a happy couple that is just so unproblematic. He's nice, she's nice, they support each other. He fully recognizes that she is the powerful badass one in this relationship and is 100% okay with that. They got over the memory loss stuff way quicker than I personally thought they would, and I'm not exactly angry about it because I want to see them back to being happy and loving and just there for each other, because I do think that it's really kind of this ray of sunshine and ray of hope for Hope, you know, in this otherwise very dark place. I think Hope didn't think she would ever get a love like this that's so sweet and so precious to her, and I think it really does take a lot of the darkness away from her. I think it's important that she has Landon, and it's also important that Landon has her. So I'm excited to see what the new year brings for them. It is, again, Vampire Diaries, so probably not going to be happy forever. But I do hopefully think that these two are going to be endgame. Number 7, I have Matteo and David from the German version of Scam. I love Matteo so much. He's a grumpy little baby. But I also love David, who is just a sassy little boy. And I was so excited because they really did such a good job of not confirming who the Evan character was when the season premiered. It was also right after Mia's season, which was really, really good, and I was just like, how are they going to follow this up right away? And I think they did such a good job putting their own spin on it. The relationship to me was the most different, I think, than any of the other like remakes. They combined kind of elements of Evan and Isaac in Matteo. We got to see him kind of depressed, kind of feeling that weirdness around David and not knowing why exactly David is the only one that can make him happy. But I really, really liked seeing their whole journey, and then also getting to see them in season 4 just being happy and going on their little road trip and supporting each other was so, so awesome. I think the show is coming back. I'm kind of confused because I'm not great at reading German, obviously, but they are posting about something happening in summer 2020, so I think we're going to get to see more of them, which will be so awesome. Next up for number 6, I have a couple from another show that I just recently started watching, and that is Alexis Rose and Ted Mullen from Schitt's Creek. I love these two so, so much, guys. They really went through the ringer, but what I love about them is they get that moment where you have so many times in TV shows where someone wants to say, hey, I'm in love with you, when they're in like a relationship or they've broken up, and so many times they get talked out of it. Like, we've seen so many times you get talked out of it. Like, be the bigger person, like, just let them be happy, blah, blah, blah. But I like that Alexis was like, no, I need to tell him or else I'm literally going to explode. And I like the way she told him. She was like, I'm in love with you, and I don't like, I know that's unfair to say. I don't expect you to do anything. I just needed to say it and for it to be out there. And I think seeing Alexis's growth in general has just been so amazing, and to see how that has made her into such a strong person, and that now kind of she can be the person that can be in a relationship. You know, I don't think everyone's made to be in a relationship. Like, you have to get to that place where you're comfortable enough with yourself and your own independence before you can let someone in and support them and have them support you. And I think that's what this whole previous seasons were leading up to, was Alexis finding herself and finding her own footing and being like, I'm going to be okay by myself. And that's when she could finally be a good half of a relationship with Ted. And it's just great to see them together and happy, and I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen in the last season coming up. So we'll see with that. For number 5, I have is this the last one? No, it's not the last one. Another Scum remake, and that is What Fuck, Zoe and Senna. I haven't finished watching season 3 yet, or else I'm sure Raba and Sander would be on here. But Zoe and Senna, I love them so much, guys. Again, haven't finished season 3, so I don't know how season 3 ends with them, because I know they were starting to have some relationship issues. But just season 2, I think in general, is so, so sweet. I think that Senna is honestly one of, if not my favorite, of all the William remakes. He's just so sweet and always there for Zoe, and what I like about them is they're very, very similar, and I think more so than any of the other remakes, you get to see how similar their personalities are, and that's why they constantly just, like, tease each other but, like, give it back to each other. And I think that's so cute and just so sweet. And, like, anytime I see the scene where she's having her panic attack breakdown and he's supporting her and, like, being like, it's okay, I'm here, like, I love it so much. So I'm hoping we get to see more of them in season 4, but hopefully it's not fighting, because we all know how annoying that's gonna be. Coming in at number 4 is a ship. If you had asked me last year if this was going to be a ship, I would have laughed in your face. And that is Carla and Sam from Elite. I never in a million years thought this would have been a ship, guys. Never, ever, ever. I was thinking even that maybe Sam would get with Lou before he got with Carla, because it was not ever a factor. But this relationship is so sweet and so cute. It's so unexpected, and that's what makes it so great. I think they're so opposites attract, that they bring out the best sides of each other, and I really hope they can find their way back to each other in the next season. Like, I even saw it on, like, a thing of, like, top couple moments of the year. I love when she just shows up at his apartment and is just, like, so, like that, and just, like, so shy. I just love how they change each other and how they really make each other the best selves. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in season 3 after this big betrayal on kind of both their sides, and if they make their way back to each other. Fingers crossed they do. I think they will, because a lot of the fandom like them, so I'm hoping that the writers realize that and keep them together. Now at my top 3, here are the final Scum remakes. Number 3, I have Chris and Joanna from Scum España. I freaking love these two. Chris, I was so excited to get a season for her, because we've never had a Chris season before, even though her season was pretty much like the Isaac season, but I still think it felt very different, and it was definitely filling in that hole that everyone has pointed out in the original Scum of not really having any LGBT women. So to have Chris and Joanna, two awesome ones, was so cool, and I love both their characters. I love getting to see more of Chris's life, because again, while she was the Isaac character, they still made her Chris, so like she had a family that she was close with, she lived with them, they added in the whole thing of her brother being a really important factor in her life, and we got to see more of her relationship with Amira, which I think was just so cool, and it was a really nice take on it, like being like, we're gonna respect what the OG did, but we're gonna put our own take on it, and I think it was so awesome. Can't wait to see what they're gonna be like in the new season. Hopefully no fighting. I mean, they are like Isaac and Evan don't really fight in the next coming seasons, but I'm hoping that that stays like that for my girls too. And then coming in at number 2, I think these were, well, maybe Mia was, but I was gonna say I think these were the first new couple of 2019 for Scum remakes, and that is Lucas and Elliot from Scum France. I love these two in a way that I can't describe. They're different than Isaac and Evan, and I would say that I almost love them just as much, because they are just so, there's something about that season of Scum France that just resonates with me so much, and I think while it is obviously following the path that the OG Scum laid down, it still made its own way, and it left you breathless, it left you heartbroken, it left you like just feeling triumphant when they finally got together. And I think that's a really good testament to not only the actors, the writing, but also just the show itself, that they were able to make you really feel for these two characters, even though you knew mainly what was coming, still feel all the emotions. And I'm so excited to see what they're going to be like in season 5, which is so scary to say because we don't know anything that's going to happen in season 5. There's never been a season 5. So I'm really looking forward to it, but just like 2 words, guys, that could sum them up. Painting scene. That's all I'm going to say. And then for my number 1 couple, it's a new one that I discovered recently. I knew about them, but I was never really into them myself because I didn't watch the show. And that is, drumroll please, David and Patrick from Schitt's Creek. You knew they were going to be on here. I had already known that they got engaged just because it was all over Tumblr when it first happened. And it's on a bunch of like top couple moments of the year, like website list, you know. But still, watching it myself and like discovering this relationship has been so amazing. There's so many moments I love about them, and I love the way that Dan Levy described it in that Stevie and David's relationship was really important, their friendship, because it laid the groundwork for Patrick. Like, finally, David sees someone that he can be himself with and be honest and be open and trust fully in Stevie, and then in comes Patrick, and now he's in the right frame of mind to be in a relationship and be fully committed with someone who is so great to him. I just love them so much. I think they're so funny together. They bring out the best in each other. There's so many good moments. Like, I love, me and my friend always, the friend that got me into Schitt's Creek, we're always talking about like David and Patrick moments that we love, and one of them is when David doesn't want to bring the boxes over to Ted's vet place, and he's like, I'm in distress, and Patrick's like, oh, are you in distress? Like, I just love how they tease each other, and they're never mean about it. They're always there, supportive of each other, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the new year, guys, now that they're engaged. I still have to finish season 5, but season 6, the last season, guys, it's going to be absolutely crazy. If only we would be so lucky to all have a relationship like they do, because it's just so amazing and so cute. So there you have it. Those are my top ships of 2019. Please, as always, feel free to leave your ships down below, which ships you really loved, which ones broke your heart this year, because there were a lot of heartbreaking moments for couples this year, guys. It was a rough time. Can I just say Oliver and Felicity? Am I right? So thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Happy New Year! Maybe I won't need my glasses in 2020 because our vision should be perfect.